We are in our series, Keys to Success, and today on our Radio podcast, we're going to discuss the topic of waking up early. We'll explore why should we wake up early, and what's the benefit, and how do we make it happen. Join us today on the Radio podcast.
Hey, this is Chance. My IG tag is @Chance_AK_Phillips. I've overcome addiction and changed my life. However, two things I'll never change is my love for God and the Rodney O podcast, where you can hear stories like mine and other relevant topics. Stay tuned. This is the Rodney O podcast.
Back when I started working out and doing some lifting, I would go in the evening, and then later that transformed into late night. And I would go and work out usually after 10 p.m. And it started with 10 p.m. Then I would start getting there a little bit later, maybe about 10:30. And I would stay for maybe an hour and a half till midnight, get home, try to calm down a little bit, then go to sleep. And so I did this for years, for a long time. And sometimes I wouldn't go to bed until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. But I started to get a little tired. I started to get a little worn down. I would go and do a workout, and I would soon realize that I wasn't giving it my all. I was getting a little tired, that I wasn't necessarily going all out because I was low on energy. And so me and a friend would work out often, and I kind of looked and made a bet and said, you know what? Let's just go in the morning. Let's do like 6 a.m. And I was thinking that he would say like, no way, that's too early. But he said yes. And so soon we had these 6 a.m. workouts. And it was a different habit of going around and working out that early in the morning. And it was a challenge at first. The alarm would go off at 5:45, and I would soon realize I have to go in and work out. Well, pretty soon that became a habit. And let me tell you, it's one of the best things I could have done. So today on the Radio podcast, we're going to talk about habits for success. And one of the keys, or one of the habits to success, is waking up early. Welcome to the Rodney O podcast.
The way you speak is you speak with like truth, with your heart, and that will impact as many as people as you imagine, because the truth beats the lies, the hate. So, thank you so much.
Okay, today's podcast is being recorded in February of 2019, and I decided this month, the month of February, that I want to do a daily podcast for the entire month. So 28 podcasts for the month of February. And this series that I'm doing in February is called Keys to Success. And so today's key to success is waking up early. And as you can tell from my story, I was not one to wake up early. I mean, 2 to 4 a.m. bedtimes was normal for me. You know, I would go and stay up till 2, 3, 4, just watching TV, watching movies, whatever it could be. And then I would wake up at 8 o'clock if I had to, but then would soon in the afternoon fall asleep or be very, very sluggish. And maybe around after dinner, I would get my second wind and go in for a workout later that night. But I was nowhere near as productive as I could have been. And I would talk about people who would say waking up early is the way to go. And I would say, you know what? I stay up late. It's kind of the same thing, but it's not. You see, once in our life, when we decide that we want to be a successful person, and if you don't want to be successful, let me just tell you right now, you can probably just turn this off because it wouldn't apply to you. It wouldn't matter what time you go to sleep. But if you want to be a successful person, you have to change what you're doing. And so I made a decision to make the most out of my time. That I found out that waking up early makes the most out of my time because I get a jump start on the day. You see, when we sleep in and decide that we're going to wake up later, we find that our energy is lacking. You know, we long for that Starbucks or that energy drink or some kind of boost maybe in the afternoon where we say, you know what, it's 2 p.m., it's after lunch, I need to make it to the rest of my work day or whatever I'm doing. Let me get this extra boost. I remember the 5-hour energy boost that people used to take. So what time do I recommend that we wake up? Well, for me, my preference is 5 a.m. 5 a.m. wake up. Actually, it's a 5 a.m. wake up and a 5:30 a.m. gym time. But I would say 6 a.m. is the latest I would suggest for waking up. Now on Sunday, I do rest a little bit later, even though I'm still up at about 6 a.m. My body just wakes me up. But also Sunday is a 10-hour work day, and I take my day off of the gym on that day. So, like I said, some people may say, like, look at this. Look, I stay up late, but I wake up late. And so it's the same hours, right? I mean, I'm getting the same hours in the day as you. But the thing is, there's a problem with that because not all hours are created equal. Businesses, banks, all of those things close at a certain time, right? Certain hours in the evening or night we just spend on Netflix or video games or family. And not that these things are bad, but they're different type of hours. They're normally not productive hours. Now, if you work graveyard shifts and those kind of things, I kind of understand. It's going to be difficult. And, you know, the bottom line is making the most out of every single hour that you can. But I would say waking up early, waking up before everybody else, getting a jump start on your day is a big key that successful people do. And so you may say, what's stopping us? What's stopping you from doing this? Well, we enjoy our late nights, right? Late Show with Jimmy Fallon. We have Netflix movies. We can watch entire series on Netflix and catch up, the binge watch. You know, and sometimes there's a negative connotation about waking up early, right? People sit there and say like, you know, oh, 5 a.m., that's an ungodly hour to wake up. As if 1 a.m. is a decent hour to go to sleep. But to each his own. But also, we are not used to waking up that early a lot of times. Those of us who don't wake up that early just feel sluggish, right? The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and you hit the snooze button. You see, the truth is, waking up early is a habit of successful people, and it will give you extra hours, therefore making you more productive, and you'll be able to do more throughout the day. You know, from personal experience, knowing my workout is done in the morning, it gives me energy. I do feel really good after the gym in the morning, and then I get in a spiritual devotion in the morning. I mean, I'm ready to get the day going full steam. I don't need a warm-up time. I don't need that morning Starbucks, right? I have an advantage of getting some goals accomplished because of me getting up early. So, here are some tips to get you going. How can you do this and make this a reality? Well, first, have a plan. Have a plan for when you wake up. You know, don't just get up in the morning when your alarm goes off and then have nothing to do. Or think about, what am I going to do today? Well, let me go on the phone and let me just browse Instagram. That is a no man's land. You'll be in bed for the next couple of hours just on your phone, and you will be no more productive than you were before you got up early. Also, set a realistic bedtime. You know, this is incredible now. We have this thing called on demand. We can watch what we want to watch when we want to watch it, with on demand, with the DVRs, with all those things at our fingertips. So the late night shows you can watch anytime you want. You know, and I would say commit to it for at least 3 weeks so it becomes a habit. So it becomes repetitive. So it becomes something that is a secondhand nature. So for me, in the morning, my body just wakes me up automatically. I haven't used an alarm to get up at 5 a.m. in a very, very long time. And it feels great. And it really helps me in everything else that I do. So I want to encourage all of you. I want to encourage all of you to go for it. Give it a try. It'll be very hard at first, but maybe you can have a challenge for yourself. Maybe you can have an accountability partner that can help you do this. Whatever you may need, I say go for it. It's a key to success. So, hey, please feel free to dialogue with me. My YouTube video, Rodney O Weekly, shows that I'm living what I speak, that I'm actually doing what I say I'm doing. So check out my YouTube channel. Please be sure to subscribe to that channel. The link is in the pod description, or simply go to YouTube search Rodney O Weekly. Remember that I want to inspire, encourage, and motivate all of you as you navigate this journey that we call life. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.